You got just take the mule tape with you and I'll pull it back just
Yeah.
back from here.
So guys, what we're gonna do is this is called jet line or poly line or blow line or whatever you want to call it. We're gonna suck this lightweight string through this pipe 500 feet. This is a rope bucket. I've heard it called blow line. Have you ever heard it called anything else?
Nylon string.
Nylon string, but it's polypropylene. Anyway, the idea here though is that this stuff is not going to cut the inside of the pipe, but we're not, and on a little bitty pull we might use this, but and actually pull the wire with it, but we're going to use something called mule tape, which we're going to pull in. We're going to use this string to pull in mule tape, and we're going to pull the wire with copious amounts of lubrication and sweat. So I'm going to go vacuum the other side. So for my next trick, I'm going to use this shop vac to pull that jet line I showed you from over 500 feet. I'll show you where I'm taking it from. So we're pulling all the way down there to that solar array. And we're pulling that wire for this guy. So hopefully he's feeding the string. I got this thing sucking. Oh, I got it. Woo, man, got it already. And that's what you get at the end. Hold on, I gotta show you what it is. Oh dang, it might be stuck in the dang vacuum now. We got troubles. Pulled her a little too much. There we go. I'll show you what we got. And they actually sell these foam, call it a rat. Little foam pieces, they're the exact diameter of the pipe. You can use that right there. So now we're getting into the meat and potatoes.
Yep.
We're gonna take this stuff, referred to as mule tape. This is nice stuff. I think it's got an 1,800 pound brake strength. This does a little better, doesn't cut the pipe when you're pulling through. It also has footage markings, but if you reuse it over and over again, then you just gotta go for it. But the footage markings are cool. There's a footage marking right there.
You want me to go down and pull?
No, he's gonna pull.
Okay, cool.
All right, guys, we are about to pull, and I know what you guys are saying. Get a dang better pulling setup. I'm working on it. The spools were supposed to be different sizes. But the main thing here is that we keep this wire rolling in a very nice and smooth fashion so that the guy that's 500 feet away, that solar array that you can't even see, doesn't have to pull against these spools. All he's pulling against is the friction of the wires going through the pipe.
So we've got these two guys minding the spools. If the spools tip over and we get a hang up, it's going to be disastrous. So we got Rob and Tony minding the spools, and I'm guiding the wire, which you're going to see in just a second.
And what I'm doing is I'm keeping this angle of this wire straight down, so he's not having to pull against it. I'm so sorry for the shaky footage, but we're filling that 90 with foam every now and then we're keeping the angle of this really good, and that's working pretty good. Scott's getting on it. Gotta go.
So Scott's a big boy, and he likes to just pull as hard as he can and keep pulling as fast as he can. Now typically when you're on a pull like this, you would get on the phone with the people that are on the pulling end, or you'd get on a walkie-talkie, or you'd yell pull, and then they'd pull about 3 feet, then you'd yell pull, and they'd pull about 3 more feet, and you'd communicate with each other. But Scott likes to be a little bit of a jerk, so he just pulls it as much as he can. And on a 500-foot pull like this, as long as you've got a good rhythm going and you're not continually getting hung up, they could just pull at their own pace. Okay.
And guys, I'm literally filling this thing with this foam until it splurges out. Really lubing it up.
Well, congratulations, guys. If you're still watching, you've made it to 5 minutes, almost 5 minutes into a wire pulling video, and I've actually got these guys fast forwarded, going double time now. But we are still on this pull. So this is over 500 feet. I think this was like a 526-foot pull. We're pulling number 6, THHN/THWN-2. That's the name of the wire. That's the type of the wire. So all of those letters stand for characteristics of the insulation, but that W is the wet rated part. So anytime you go to buy THHN, it's going to be most likely be cross listed as THWN-2, and it's going to be wet rated as well. We're pulling it through a 1.5 inch PVC, Schedule 40 PVC pipe that's buried around 2 feet. They want you to shoot for 18 inches to the top of the pipe in our area, but we typically go 24 because we're digging it in anyway.
Now, one of the worst things you can do is to bury too small of a conduit or to have too many bends. This is 1.5 inch Schedule 40 PVC conduit with the bell ends. We try not to use couplers. If we do have to cut it, you don't want to put that coupler in a spot where it's going to have any kind of pressure to bust loose, because a coupler is just not as strong as a bell end, and you don't want to have more than 3 90-degree turns or 360 degrees worth of turns.
It's way better to make a gentle swooping turn in an arc than it is to make a 90. And remember, you usually got 2 90s, one on either end of the pull, so be real careful with that, guys. Don't bury too small of a pipe. It's just not worth it.
But yeah, I'm literally coming in here and putting this straw in here and filling this all the way up. They got it.
You got it?
I think so. They stopped pulling. Well, never mind.
Y'all get it pretty soon.
I know, right?
We just got out of water.
They must have it now because they stopped.
We're good. They got it? Yeah, they got it. That's close. That's close.
No, it's
We
fine.
don't have 20 feet left on some of these spools.
There should be 50 feet on every one of them.
Well, we got probably 10, 15 feet sticking out down there and 10 or 15 feet sticking out up here.
Right. So what'd you think of the little giant ladder? The little giant ladder spool deal?
Yeah, that worked good.
That worked.
Yep. Did you use rods on it?
Yeah, it didn't work with my coal miner rods, did it?
So we really got to talk about the wire pulling foam lubricant from Klein Tools for just a second. I carry this stuff. I will never go back to the old waxy lube. You can carry 4 times the amount of the foam lubricant in one can that you would carry if you did the waxy stuff. And you have the straw that comes with it, so you can shove it way up into the conduit and spray it in the conduit instead of putting it on the wires. So it's in the conduit, and as the wires go in, they get lubed up. So it's just way better product, way easier to use, way easier to clean up. It's cheaper. There's more of it in one can. Just go get you a can of this.
And just like
Hey, congratulations if you made it this far. Thank you for watching the video. If you're interested in a solar project and you're in the Northeast Georgia area, contact me. If you're wanting to do a solar project and you're outside of my service area, you can always contact me and I can get you the material, help you design your system, and talk you through your install. So this beautiful 32 panel ground mount is by Sinclair Designs. The cost on this is $4,200 in 2023. We can ship them all over the United States. They're readily available and really easy to quote. So just contact me through this channel and I can get you one if you need it.